And we're live. Greetings, friends. Welcome to the Super LA Noire Live Commentary and Playthrough Part 3 in Red Dead Redemption 2. How is everyone tonight? We are going to continue with a slip of the tongue and move into the fallen idol. So we're going to finish the slip of the tongue. And I don't necessarily like breaking these segments into 2 or 3 segments for these missions or cases, but it reflects my playing ability. I was just learning the game early, so it took a little longer. As we progress, either the cases get more complicated or they take longer, but we can, like, they almost dovetail perfectly into an hour each. Callum is here. Greetings. Callum says, yo, all good tonight. Just been chilling out and playing a little of Broken Ordinance 6. Breaking over 6. Basketball around overnight 6. What's BO6? Callum, why do you need 6 B's O's? Explain yourself, young man. Explain yourself, young Callum. So yeah, we're going to start the Fallen Idol tonight. And I'm glad you're here. Cole, as always, is enjoying his LA driving experience. These beautiful cars. It's a shame to... Oh, Black Ops 6. I knew that, Callum. I'm just teasing you.
Wonder what Veronica Lake makes of that.
Yes. We were talking about Black Ops 6. Ops are black.
Captain Donnelly seems
The
to think
woods
they
are
have it
dark
all
and
wrapped up.
deep.
Brown and Green are sweating this manly
And the
character.
ops
I heard it'll be in
are
front of a
black.
grand jury by next week.
Terrible enough being murdered like that without having
Yeah, driving around,
all over the front pages.
trying to figure this out. David is here in Las Vegas, I assume. David, greetings. David says, there he is. There you are, my friend. How is Vegas treating you? Did you win a packet
we might get there quicker
on
if we use the siren.
on the tables? Was Luck a lady tonight? Has she ever been a lady? You know, a lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair, and it's not nice.
That's the car, Cole. Just pulling out of the drive.
Lady doesn't wander around and blow on somebody's dice. No, somebody else's dice. I love how he says, so let's keep this party polite. Polite. I love how he just stretches that out. It just seems very East Coast, very Italian, very mob. I like it. Never get out of my sight. David says, I don't really gamble. David, you're gambling on this stream. You're gambling that Cole will make it to his next destination. You're already home. Well, I'm glad you're home, David. Home safe. I hope it went well.
Lay into his wheel, Archie.
And
Come on.
regards to your lovely wife, Chrissy. I was talking earlier after you left the stream, David, and it's probably not something you can do right now, but you might consider it in the future when you're in better shape of doing cold showers. I've been doing cold showers. Starting out hot, you know, lathering up hot and then basically rinsing off cold. And I think it's really good for the it's really good for the immune system and for body recovery, and I highly recommend it. But I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I don't know if you can do it right now. You have to talk to your dottore. David says, when Tuesday came home today, and Callum says, you and Chrissy get up to much in Vegas, David. David, I told them that you and Chrissy renewed your vows at the Elvis Chapel. I don't know if that actually happened, but it was fun to think about. David says, Chrissy went to the Mob Museum. That was about it. It was a working thing.
And the ownership
Interesting.
papers?
From the same place.
You don't really see people wearing sweater vests. I do appreciate that this Joker is wearing a tie.
This will need to be traced.
This pink slip is an obvious forgery.
You have a criminal record, Mr. Harrison?
No, nothing like that.
I believe he has some wacky tobacco
make this
in
hard
the
on
glove
I didn't steal the
compartment.
car. I ran because I've got some
Yes,
wacky
he actually
backy
calls
in
it
the glove
wacky
compartment.
backy,
How
Callum.
much, Cliff?
One reefer.
Callum says, not
We'll
so
let it
bad.
slide.
Hopefully you got a
You're
bit
in
of
enough
time to
trouble.
enjoy yourself. The Mob Museum sounds exciting.
Who did you deal with? At
David,
Coombs
where did
Automotive?
you
Owner,
stay if you
Richard
don't mind
Coombs.
saying? Was it the Wynn? Was it
And he made out the bill of sale personally?
the Sands?
Of
I
course
think
he
the
did.
Sands has
He
been
kept a facsimile
destroyed.
for his records.
That's
Check with him.
old Vegas. Was it the Pyramid?
We're going to get to the bottom.
I don't know
of
what
this,
that's
Harrison.
called.
Until we
Did you
do,
stay in the giant
you're
pyramid?
going down.
What about that round
You gotta
golf
be
ball
kidding me.
thing?
I'm getting arrested for
Is
buying
that
a
a
goddamn car.
venue?
If everything is legit, Harrison, you'll be
The
out
giant
soon.
golf
Until
ball.
then, if I were
David
you,
says,
I'd
did
keep
the
it
crime
on
lab
shop.
and bootleg distillery
Bag of
sampled
concessions,
some moonshine?
Have him arraigned for Brent.
The Orleans.
Right, detective.
I don't
You
know that
who
hotel.
my father is?
We need to get to Coombs.
Callum
Auto
says,
and
you
check
bring
out
any home,
Harrison's
David?
story.
I don't think you're allowed to cross state lines with moonshine. Callum. That's how NASCAR started, if you're a fan of NASCAR.
You know what?
Running from the
he's telling the
revenuers.
truth.
With souped up,
Some of the most
Souped up
convincing people you
cars.
will ever listen to are born liars.
Callum says, I stayed in the
Usually they're called
Cosmopolitan when I went to Vegas. It was very nice. David says, that's called the Luxor, the giant pyramid, the Egypt-style hotel. Callum, was this your first visit to America? Because if it was, you must have the strangest impression of America.
Are you
Because
blind?
Las Vegas is America on steroids.
I get it now. You see some kid
David
who's
says it's
basically
legal
you
moonshine.
5
They
years ago
sell
and
it
assume he's gotta be
nationwide.
innocent.
I'm more than happy
It's only
to be
legal
proved
because they
wrong.
pay taxes
Hey,
on
if
it.
you've been black or
And I thought this
Hispanic,
would be a
you'd sing in
shortcut,
different
and,
tune. You spout all this
and,
communist crap
we were
about
mistaken.
treating everybody the same, but it only works one way.
Callum says, ah yes, the Luxor is lovely. Me and my family explored most of the hotels and
Another
casinos.
Ah, you're gonna kill someone!
Are you finished?
Yes, I feel much better. We'll shake down the car dealer and take it from there. Unless his daddy
Interesting,
plays golf.
Luck Be a Lady tonight
In which
is
case, we'll give him
more
a
of an
firm
East
gentleman's
Coast song.
handshake.
It's not about Vegas at all. It's actually more about Cuba. From a musical called Guys and Dolls,
You know,
starring
this isn't a
Marlon
tank
Brando.
Maybe I'd drive better if you shut the hell up.
But yeah, it's set in the East Coast. David says, we usually stay off the strip. Too crowded. Callum says, yeah, it was my first time a few years ago, but it wasn't bad. Everyone really friendly and loved my accent, but the homeless junkies were the only bad thing I've seen. Yeah, those are bad. And they're everywhere. They're in every city, regrettably. Some of them are really bad. Sometimes it gets like,
I'm
you know,
going to have
Night
to
of
ask
the
you to
Living
get out of
Dead.
the car.
Now.
Be careful with it, copper.
We have to appropriate this car. If you're doing a first playthrough, I recommend you updating your map with all of the landmarks. You will need it later on. Callum says one got hit by a car right as we exited our hotel. That's too bad. But at least they'll get some help. David says
Can we
Vegas has an
try to
extreme
spare the general
homeless problem.
population, please?
I didn't really. Well, actually, I read about that sort of. That some of them live underground, like mole people,
God damn
because
maniac!
they have an underground sewer system that I guess was abandoned or something. Anyways, they got like whole cities down there, and some of those homeless, you can give them a gold coin, and they'll hide you
I have
if
got
you
a Buick Century
if you
sedan
need
that would
to
be absolutely
hide
perfect
from
for you.
assassins who are chasing
Detective
you.
Phelps, LAPD. Are you the owner?
That's
Just
right.
made that up.
Richard Coombs at your service.
Walk this
You
way,
looking to trade in a black and
this
white,
Joker.
boys?
Mr. Coombs, we're investigating an auto theft. A man by the name of Cliff Harrison claims he bought the car here.
Callum says,
Well,
yeah, I agree,
some
David.
people
I've
would
read a
say
lot
that my
into,
cars are a
most
steal.
of them used to live underground, but most of them
That's a joke, son.
are canceled due
Very
to
amusing,
floods.
Mr. Combs.
I remember Harrison.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
interesting
a green two-tone Kaiser
how you get,
Fraser,
you
if I
can,
remember rightly.
you can
You
die
have a
of
bill of
drowning
sale?
in the
It's
desert.
in my office. Walk this way.
David says, it's like Demolition Man. I need to see that
That's a
again,
joke too,
since
son.
we're pretty much living in that society
Phelps,
now.
Mind if I shoot this guy? He's getting on my nerves.
Are you watching Tulsa King, David? Speaking of Sylvester Stallone, I watched the first season.
Here it
I
is.
loved it.
Got the original pink slip there too.
Reminded me a lot of Breaking Bad.
Gene Archer.
Gene Archer. We're going to meet Gene Archer.
146 North Fremont Avenue.
David says Lawrence Huxley. Lalina. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Harrison's purchase
I remember
receipt was legit, at least.
Rob Schneider was in it. And wasn't he Wesley Snipes, Blade?
We have a couple of questions.
All right, fellas. Shoot.
Sadie had her bath
Can you
tonight.
tell us how you
She's
came to buy the
all
car?
clean.
Girl just wandered in right off the street.
Calum says Caesar's Palace was my favorite
Nothing
hotel
unusual about
and
the car.
casino. I went to
Not
the
really my
design
usual
inside,
cup of
and
vehicle.
outside was
Price is certainly
breathtaking.
right, though.
Really liked the
Nice
cloudy
girl,
roof
but
they had
about
in the
as sharp as a
shopping
bag of
park.
wet mice.
Did you pay with check or cash?
A check. She wanted it made out to cash, but I insisted.
Yes, that's not
Man
what
has to
America's
watch his
like.
cash flow.
What name?
Or perhaps
Made
it
out
is.
to Gene
Represents
Archer
the best
on
and the
Bank of
worst of the
Arcadia.
nation and the American culture.
Can you describe this Gene Archer?
Brunette, maybe 25, 26.
Count says, I also met the person who
on the plump
designed
side,
some
but
of
not
Caesar's
blown up.
Palace, along with a few other hotels. A very kind-hearted guy. Were you
was your
planning a
impression
heist with him? Did he supply you with
Kind of harried and
plans?
harassed, in a hurry to go somewhere but no place to go. You get
Did
to know.
he tell you the schedule that the or routes where the casinos move
When
their
exactly did you hand over
the
the
contents
check?
of those trays?
Close of play on
David
Friday.
says a very young Sandra Bullock. Where are you going?
Why didn't you pay her cash? You knew the car was
She's
dirty.
just staring at
I
me
had an inkling.
off camera
When people are in a hurry for money, always pay by
with her
check,
big
son.
black
Gives you a couple days
eyes,
to back out.
wondering why we have another live stream, as if this is the very
This was
first live
all
stream we've
above
ever
board.
done.
Yes.
Callum's laughing at
Of course
something.
it was.
Hop, hop, come back up here. Okay?
Did this
Say
look
hi to Callum and
legitimate to you,
David and
Coombs?
everyone here. And the
I'm
6
a
viewers in the
used car,
chat.
son,
Welcome,
not
friends.
bearer bonds. In my business, you don't look a gift
Doing a
horse in
little
the
LA
mouth.
Noire
But
stream
don't come on
tonight.
all high and mighty with me if you want my help.
Thanks for your help, Mr.
You will
Combs.
recall
We need
I
to
told
continue
you
the
about a
investigation.
certain bath lady
Hope you sort
item
out your
that
problem with
she
Mr.
found.
Harrison.
I'm not going to say I
Go easy on
found.
him, son. Boy's about as sharp as
That
a
rhymes
bowling
with
ball.
Bilbo
It's way too
Baggins.
low.
We
The
found on our
fastballs
walk
fly over his
in one
head.
of the live streams.
Let me shoot
And I
this
cut
guy.
that and made a
Please.
video
You
out
have a
of it.
pleasant day, Mr. Combs.
And it will be available for channel members as soon as I figure out a thumbnail. Channel members as in
double check
David.
all the
I think
paperwork?
you're the only channel member
it
here
made
right
out
now. So, and then it'll go live later on Sunday. But I still have to, it's up, it's ready. I've worked on it all day. I'm really proud of it. It's funny. I just have to figure out a thumbnail. Counts is not sure if anyone watched the show, but we went to see the people
Cole
of the
Phelps,
show
badge
called The Tank.
1247.
Really nice people in person and really welcoming. Would love to go back someday. And David says, yeah, we watched
Requesting
it.
an APB on Gene
My
Archer, age
sister
approximately
watched it
25,
because
on
she
suspicion
has
of
one of
Grand
those
Theft Auto.
tanks. They have fish. And
Messages
was one of the
from
things that her and my nephew would watch. I'm sure it's a happy memory for my nephew. And she would tell me about it, but it didn't really seem interesting to me personally. Designing custom fish tanks.
Thank you.
But my sister is way more interested in those reality shows than I ever was. I enjoy reality programming on YouTube. You know, if it's like a creator, if it's more one-on-one, it feels more personal and real and less scripted. But I don't like mainstream reality. TV. Though I do recall I used to watch the one where they would
Here's a chicken and egg question.
they would like buy
Do you think
storage
you have to be an asshole to sell
storage
cars?
units.
Or
I
that
forget what
selling
it's
cars
called,
turns you
storage
into an
hunters or
asshole?
storage.
You've got it in for everyone
And
today, haven't you?
I've always got
They'd
it
have
in
all
for
sorts of junk in there that they would sell at their
Take it
store
easy.
or on eBay, but that was always interesting to me. But it's easy to find content like that
I've
all
always
over
got it in for
YouTube.
car sales. Doesn't matter what day it is. And why
And I'd much rather watch somebody
can't we
build a
try
house
to get there in one
or
piece?
do a woodworking project or teach us something on YouTube
Maybe the more
than I
annoying
would
they are, the
watch
quicker you sign on the dotted line, just to get
some
the
kind
hell
of
out
reality
there.
TV program. Storage Wars, David says. Yeah, I used to watch that. There was a young Texas lady, Texan, her name was Mary. She's very small, petite, super cute. Do you remember
Empty.
Mary,
Should've known
David,
that
from
Archer
Storage
broad would've
Wars?
given us a false address.
Oh, Callum
Go to the
loved
station,
Storage
see what
Wars.
this Velasco guy has
Callum
to
says,
say.
seen a few of the tanks from some of the episodes from celebrities' houses, really nice places. They also had a few parrots in the building that they could talk, which was also funny. And Callum says, I like gold miners.
have
It's
got
pretty good
problems,
too.
Phelps.
Yeah, my nephew used to be addicted to those gold mining, those Alaska gold mining shows.
Christ alive!
You know, I knew a young lady, Callum. You'd be happy to know. Her degree was in marine biology, but her job, because she couldn't find a job as you know, in marine biologist, was she worked as a cleaner, a tank maintenance cleaner for like high-end aquarium tanks.
Velasco is prepped and
You
ready
know, like in
too.
banks and stuff, and on
Another
display.
stolen car with legit
And
paper.
you know,
Thanks.
like, but they were the tanks that she'd have to get into physically, you know, with scuba gear, you know, and like climb in there and like wipe them down or whatever, and change filters and play with the fishies. I don't know what she did in there, but I always thought that was kind of an interesting job. What?
Crummy bastard.
Sadie says like and subscribe,
Velasco?
please,
I want a
and
lawyer.
and
It's my
consider
car and I got the proof
joining
right
me
here. Take a look for yourself.
with the channel membership. All proceeds go to the PS5 fund.
The paper is real enough, Velasco, but the car is
Sadie's acting more like
pink
a.
slip is a forgery.
She's getting into the live streams. She's figuring it out. More like a live streamer than I ever do.
Where were you taking the car, James?
Blow it off, greenhorn. You'll get nothing from me.
This Joker.
You're a two-time loser. If
Let's
you don't
try
give me
Bad
something, I'm
Cop.
gonna ask the DA
See
for
where
the
that gets
maximum.
us.
You're looking at 10 years, Velasco. Kiss your youth goodbye.
I want a deal.
Keep talking and we'll see what sort of deal you're worth.
My job is to drive the cars out of state. Nevada, Arizona, sometimes New Mexico. With the paperwork they provide, it's normally a breeze.
Cam says, that's interesting.
name
I remember I
Gene
did that
Archer
once
mean
with my dad a
anything to
few years ago when I was younger.
Nope.
Luckily,
Never heard of
no
it.
sharks in the tank.
You're a liar, James.
Do they have sharks in Ireland?
Say that again.
I wonder.
I'm telling the
Probably. I
truth.
mean, you got
I
you're
don't know the
surrounded by
broad.
ocean. There's probably sharks. But yeah, I
So
don't
that's
know.
why you both have the same
Killer
address
whales.
printed on your pink slips. She's a mule for these stolen vehicles, genius. Same as you.
Jesus. All right, I know her. Stupidest broad I ever met. Always cooking up crazy schemes. I don't know why those guys use her. You happy now?
What happens to the cars once they cross over the state line?
Interesting.
I just deliver them.
Ellie Noire is more, you know, is more of a puzzle
Give me something, Velasco.
challenge
Cells
game
until the whole
with a
station
little
gets
bit
shot.
of action, not that much action.
Okay.
And
okay,
driving.
I hear you.
But
The cars
I
get
would
sold in
say
Chicago or
a
back
good
east.
50 to
Sometimes I bring back
60%
cars
of the
coming
game
in.
are these interviews, figuring these out.
Where do you pick up the cars, Velasco?
Warehouses.
Count says he was always into fish,
Mainly in
especially
East End
discus
town.
and koi carp. Yeah, I love koi.
An address, Velasco. You want my
I
help
used to
with
have
the DA?
koi, actually.
Cough it up now.
But
A place on Industrial
at one
Street.
point I thought
I
about
don't know
breeding
the number.
koi.
You're gonna help me out, right?
But
Keep
that
talking,
that was just my
See what we can do.
I have a collector's brain. I like to
All right,
collect
James.
things,
We're
and
gonna check if this information is worth
I
anything.
wanted to collect koi.
And if it is,
A very
I need
expensive
your
hobby.
help here, pal.
If it is, then we'll know you're a man of your word, and so will the DA.
And the only thing
You're Phelps, right?
I really collect now
I am.
are
Look, can we do this later?
action
In the middle of-
figures,
Ray
of
Pinker.
course,
I'm with
and
Technical Services.
watches.
The pink slips are all real.
That's about it.
Yes, we
Oh,
know that.
postcards.
There's only one company that prints them in California.
But
the
that's more
Marquee
for
Printing
decorating the
Company.
house. I am going to
They
do a
confirmed that the numbers are
postcard
legitimate.
You've checked
one of
them
these
out?
Sundays, one of
Sure.
these sinister
They're on
Sundays.
Aliso
Not this
Street near the
sinister
corner of
Sunday. We're
San
going to
Pedro.
talk
The guy
about
I
Michael
spoke to was
Jackson's
Lightfoot.
Thriller.
Gordon Lightfoot.
But one of these Sundays
I
in
wrote it
November, I'm going to do a postcard haul
This is a great lead.
and just
We'll get down
show
there
you
as soon
all
as
the
we can.
postcards I've collected that I need to stick up on the wall. Then I'll follow up with my holiday
Phelps, your
Christmas
GTA suspect,
decoration
Gene Archer, spotted by a
tour
patrolman.
video,
Western Union
and I'll
office,
show you all the postcards
253
where I put 'em.
South Hill. Less than a minute away down the street if you run.
I like
Go.
making like
But you
blocks
won't
of them,
hang around.
like posters, like a poster made up of individual postcards. That's my favorite way to display them. But not framed or anything, just tacked up on the wall. They'd look cooler framed. It'll look more professional, but I don't care. Can't be bothered. Count says, we used to have a koi pound outside, about 10 to 12 of them in the pond. Really nice fish, but we got rid of it. And the fish definitely missed them, and the fish definitely missed them. But they're a lot of time and effort to take care of, especially cleaning the water. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's a pain. They pee all the time.
I'm out of here.
But it was very meditative and contemplative and beautiful, beautiful fish. And very auspicious
LAPD.
in
We'll take
the
it from here.
God
in the
damn
feng
it.
shui sense, in the Chinese
Everyone's
sense.
against me.
It's
Look, just let me
No,
get my
they're-
money and get out of here, okay?
they bring good fortune and
Look,
wealth.
sweet. How about giving a girl a break?
And some of them are like super expensive.
Afraid I
You know,
can't
they're
do
like
that,
racehorses
Miss
in
Archer.
Japan.
Stefan, call for black and white.
You know,
Just
some
my
of them are
luck.
like
You're
thousands
the
of
only hair
dollars.
sure cop in the LAPD.
And you know, they follow bloodlines, just like horses.
The car you sold to Coombs was stolen, Miss Archer. There won't be any money.
I handed over all the right paperwork when I sold it, Buster.
This poor
Gene,
girl,
you've blown
she's a
open
little
the whole
flirty.
operation because
She
you were
flirts
dumb
with
enough to
Cole.
try to sell one of the cars. What do you think they're going to do to you?
Got
Give me
that
some.
sassy little
I was
hat.
just doing what they do. They paid me $50 to drive the car. I made $2,000.
But note how her
selling it.
green,
Zero.
it's not a tie,
If they
like her
catch you,
green
you're
scarf
dead.
perfectly matches the green
Look, a
of
girl
her
needs
hat.
things.
Then
I
you
don't
got a
see you
lighter
looking
shade of
out
green
for
for her blouse. You know, it's like everyone
How
is so
long have you and
perfectly
Velasco been delivering
coordinated.
cars?
Who is James Belasco?
You're lying.
I like
James
that.
Belasco.
We don't do
I
that
don't remember
anymore.
mentioning his first name, Miss Archer.
Oh, I think you did, didn't
Our
you?
standards have
Well,
slipped.
I'm sure of
You can
it.
blame the hippies.
Anyway, I don't know him.
Calm says, one jumped out of the pond. I was luckily outside at the time to see it flopping around. And David says, hit that like button, fellers. Yes, thank
You
you.
and James Velasco
Appreciate
share the
you,
same
friends.
address on your pin
Likes
slips.
really help the channel.
We have him
Really
in
helps.
Okay,
Gets
so
the
you know
algorithm to notice us
the pink slips are
and
real. The home addresses are
put us
always
higher
vacant
in the
lots.
queue. Gets
Bigelow
more
is always
eyeballs on the
boasting
channel.
that the paperwork is legit enough
Calum
to
says, oh
stick
yes,
to
I
our
noticed the
story.
stream started an hour
Yeah,
earlier tonight.
that too.
It started at the regular time, Callum, I believe.
Tell me where you picked up the
Is
car,
it,
Miss Archer.
Look,
No, it's
I
not
can't
daylight
remember.
savings yet.
Let me go, will
I
you?
don't think.
Please. What have I got to do?
Trying my patience here, Gene. I'll have the reporters
yeah,
down
all
here
day,
and have your picture
I
in
worked
all the
on,
papers. You'll have nowhere to run.
All right,
I worked
already.
on that Bilbo
I get the
Baggins
message.
video.
I pick up the cars from a guy named Bigelow.
It was a lot of fun, but it took a
58
lot longer than I
Industrial
expected
Street.
to, especially
Big
since I already had the.
warehouse full of
I thought I
goods.
already had the content,
Now you've got what you want. Can I go? Please?
No, you sure can.
you know,
We've got a
because I
car
just,
waiting
you know, I
outside
just
for
clipped
you.
it out of a live stream,
Some career advice,
but
Gene.
it took a lot
Get
of
out of crime.
finessing.
Marry someone boring who has money and will find you captivating.
And I still
Is this
don't know
guy
what I'm
for
going to do
real?
for the thumbnail.
He takes a little getting used to, but yeah, he generally means what he says.
And that was about it. What did I have for lunch? I had a potato egg scramble with toast, David. Spinach, eggs, potato, cheese, toast. Made a little Sammy out of it. It was delicioso. Callum says, usually starts at 3 a.m. my time. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that, Callum. I mean, I appreciate you being here in the early hours, in the late hours, the witching hour, the hour of the banshee. But I appreciate you being here, Callum. But you really should be asleep, young sir. Young Callum, you really need your sleep.
Watch what you're doing!
Donut Lord is here. Greetings, Donut Lord. I really want a donut. I wish you brought some for all of us. Donut Lord says, I wonder how Jack and John's rancher outfit has John's rancher outfit and his other clothes. Also, I wonder why we don't get John's vest after we play as Jack. What's that about?
She's not my type.
And David says, grilled chicken Cobb salad. I'd eat that. That sounds delish. And Mama One is here. Everyone say hi to Mama One and Papa One.
I don't know.
Greetings, Mama One.
Blondes, I guess.
And welcome, Papa One.
Man is human after all.
David has a donut emoticon and a members exclusive Arthur and Sadie emoticon for Mama and Papa One. The ones. Callum says, I don't mind being here early in the morning. I love dropping in for the streams and talking to all my favorite people. And Callum says, hey Mama One and Papa One, good to see you both. And Mama One says, hey David and hey Callum. Well, we love having you here, Callum. You're an integral member of the chat, and thank you for
Jesus, Cole!
sacrificing some of your hard-earned sleep. Papa One says, David, hope you are well, brother. And Callum says, and Papa One says, Callum, hope you are doing great, son. I like riding hell-bent into the cutscene, just smashing into the cutscene, knowing full well that the car will respawn and be in perfect condition once we exit this cutscene. Yeah, so I worked on that video, and then
And what can I do for you, gentlemen?
went on the dog walks,
I'm a traffic
etc.
detective from Central Division.
And
Who's in charge here?
Sadie had her
Hiya,
shower
Gordon
tonight,
Lightfoot.
so she's
What's this
all
about?
We
clean.
understand
She's
your
a clean
company prints
bird,
California vehicle
not
labels.
a dirty bird.
Yes, I have the government contract to print pink slips.
And Papa One
I've
says,
done
what
for
time is
some
it where
years.
you are, Callum? Papa One, it
Have you
is
had any goods
3
or goods
a.m.
stolen
in Ireland
recently?
right
We're
now.
running up against
He's
stolen
missing his
cars with
sleep for the
seemingly
stream.
legitimate
Shout out
paperwork.
to Callum in Ireland.
Not
Callum says, all good here,
recently.
Papa One. Just been chilling today
Have you
after
ruled
work
out forgery?
yesterday.
There's no
Mom One
shortage
says,
of
how are you,
talented
Super
artists in
Antonio?
this
I'm
town.
good. I was very busy all day working on a
Keep it in
video
mind.
that will be up later on Sunday as soon as I figure out the thumbnail.
We have some questions for you, Mr.
And
Lightball.
yeah, that was good. Then mostly it took longer
Mr.
than
Lightball, we're currently
I
working 2
anticipated,
auto
so I
theft
just
cases.
worked
Do you know
on
anything about
that
a car
and
theft
listened
ring?
to
Certainly not.
listened
Why would I
to
get
Joe
mixed up in a
Rogan's
thing like that?
podcast with a certain
We have
person.
suspects with legitimate
which was,
pink slips
which
that
was
were
really
printed
fun.
Here, Lightfall.
I enjoyed
you better
that.
give me something before I bring the whole department down
And
here.
Don't be
Gabe
hysterical, detective.
Sadie had her
As a
shower,
matter of fact,
so she's
we
all
had a
clean
similar
now
problem
and
a couple of
happy.
years ago.
Pop
A
One
number
says,
of
oh
used
wow, it's
car
10:30
lots
here
were
in
selling
Georgia.
blank documents to a
We
criminal
finish farm
organization.
chores around 8 to 9. Used to be earlier, but we wake up
Do
later
the names
now.
Cliff Harrison and James Belasco mean
And
anything
David
to
says
you?
7:28
No, they do
here in
not.
Southern California.
Harrison bought his car from Coombs. The pink slip looks good, and that points the finger here. Do you have any employee trouble?
No, I don't. They've all been carefully screened. Look, now that I think about it, the name Coombs sounds familiar. I think they may have been involved in stolen documents in the past.
Do you have a delivery ledger, Mr. Lightfall? We would like to cross-check against the Coombs
Because
Automotive
Joker.
Emporium.
Spoiler alert.
It's a
He's
little
kind
out
of
the
behind it
ordinary,
all.
Detective.
Well, you know,
I'm
he's
not sure
he's
I
just
can
making a
share
buck.
those sorts of records.
Hand it over,
One of the
Lightball.
themes
You don't want us having bad
of LA
thoughts about
Noire
you,
is the
do you?
corruption. The
Very
corruption at
well.
every
This really
level,
is
from
irregular.
the street to the highest offices, young Phelps. Callum says, "You're lucky, Papa One. I wish it was that early in Northern Ireland right now. But I'm not feeling too tired currently, so I'll be all right." Callum, do you guys still... So do you guys just walk down the street blasting U2 and listening to Sinead O'Connor?
Bigelow is a good customer.
I'm teasing you, of course. I don't know any other Irish bands.
Sorry to bother you, sir. We'll let you know.
Let's look it up. Irish bands. Contemporary Irish bands. Irish rock and roll. There's an Irish rock and roll museum. You know, one of my favorite writers, Callum, is Oscar Wilde, and he's Irish. The Pogues. Do you listen to the Pogues? Yeah, I used to love the Pogues. And Thin Lizzy, the Boomtown Rats. Do you like Mondays? The Cranberries. Zombie. That lady just died, didn't she? The Frames, never heard of their. Clannad. They've been in movies. They were in a movie called The Last of the Mohicans. A bunch of these bands I regrettably have never heard of, Callum. Horselips? Them? Flogging Molly. I know Flogging Molly. I thought they were a Boston band. I didn't know they were an Irish band. I think they're from Boston. That's Stolen Valor pretending they're from Ireland. Anyways. Papa One says, "I don't sleep too well at night, Callum. I never really have. I have a habit of being on watch all night. I've never been able to shake the habit from Vietnam. I tend to sleep around 4 in the morning and wake around 9 to 10. And Mama One says, "My stuffed pig was amazing today. It was smoked all night and all day, filled with cheese in certain areas. The guests certainly enjoyed it." You know who would enjoy it? This guest right here, who's fast asleep and very soft and clean. David says, "Was going to say the Proclaimers, but they're Scottish. Yes, they walked 500 miles to go to this live stream." And Mama One says, "Cole has high car insurance now due to superantonio driving."
Cole Phelps, LAPD. All of you are coming downtown.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, Mama One, I really enjoy just crashing into the cut scenes. And what we're actually trying to do now is get out of R1 and move, but I can't figure out how to advance yet. I haven't figured out. Still have Red Dead 1 or Red Dead 2 references. You know, Papa One, the devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind, and he was willing to make a deal. In the name of love. What more in the name of love? Is U2 even relevant anymore, Callum? I mean, I know you guys must love him because, you know, it's U2. And would you say that, Callum, that U2 is the greatest rock and roll band in Ireland? Are you proud of U2, or are you just like, is it just okay boomer music to you? Do you have national pride in U2 is my question, I think. And what about Sinead O'Connor? How do you feel about her? I think she had a very tragic life. But she has a beautiful voice. You know who loves Sinead O'Connor? This one. She loves her voice. When she was younger and just very hyper and a wild child, I could always calm her down with music. Music soothes the savage beast. Is not a cliche. It actually works. And she loved Sinead O'Connor. She loved her high voice. The high notes that she would hit.
Stay down.
Count says, "I'm a picky eater, but I'm not too bad now. that I'm older, I'm getting, but the downside is I'm allergic to egg and most stuff. That includes it, but depends somehow how cooked it is. I can eat it. And Papa One says, Donut Lord, tonight we are talking about L.A. Noire. What's that about? Papa One says, yeah, Callum, I hated it at first. When I was first in Vietnam, I fell asleep on watch and woke up to find my squad leader had cut my hair and proceeded to hold a knife to my throat. He said, see what all VC could do if you fall asleep. And I never slept on watch again.
Mr. Lightfall has been on a losing streak.
Callum says, I haven't listened to it much myself, Super Antonio, but I listened to them with my mom a bit, and I like Sinead O'Connor. So what Irish bands, Callum, do the youth of Ireland listen to today? Have we heard of any of them? Probably not.
There are enough slips here to keep them stealing cars till Christmas.
Rock and roll, I believe, regrettably, is
We've got a trail of pink slips
is a dying
and
art,
stolen cars
a
that leads
dying
right to your door,
genre.
Bigelow. You're in this up to your neck, but I don't think you're the man in charge. Make it easier on yourself. Give him up.
I do work on cars for customers. You charge
American
in here
music,
shooting up the place like it's the Ballad of Bulge.
which used to lead the way, has
Can't
kind
give
of
me
just been taken over by R&B and hip hop and like auto-tuned
You can make this easier on yourself by giving us your man on the inside.
auto-tuned
I
corporate
sometimes repair cars and put them back on the road. I need a pink slip to resell them.
marionettes.
There's no problem.
Callum says, that'd
There
be
are at
scary,
least
Papa
4
One,
dead men
but
in
at least they were
Squarehouse.
showing
Couple
good
more.
discipline
Punks
and it
won't
helps
make
you
them
learn
ever
for
check
the
your
next
paperwork.
time. Yeah, Callum, but imagine he was your age when that
tough
happened.
guy, I get the message. Lightfall.
Mom One says, are you allergic to all types of eggs? Callum, we use duck eggs, gator eggs, even snake eggs.
He owes people.
Lightfall, the guy with no
I
luck
think
at the
I've
track.
only
Tell me
had
about it.
eggs. I've had goose eggs, I think,
It's one of the guys lying over there.
but mostly just eggs. She eats eggs.
No luck.
That's
Make
the
her
best
scrambled
lie you can
eggs
come up with, Bigelow.
with rice.
Hey, would I lie to you, detective? I'm not exactly in a good position here now, am
You may call it fried rice. Also, I noticed something interesting. When you replay missions and you open, it's like you open the case file.
Gordon
You can
Lightfall
replay, you know,
owns
it's like you can
Marquis
replay
Printing, a government
missions
print
from,
shop.
you know,
He's
from
losing
all your
big at the track.
departments, including traffic, or
Yes,
like,
big
or
government
I mean, including patrol.
Hawk over 20 grand. If the feds
But
find out,
at the bottom
contracts will be all over.
of the case files,
Lightfall plays
when you
ball.
finish the game, you can free
Right,
roam in
Bigelow.
each
The
of
heat
those
is off you.
sections.
Play your cards
And
right.
I thought
you'll
that
be
was
able to count your
interesting.
time
And I
with
wondered
on one hand.
if you would have different cases or missions during the free roam events, or are they all the same? Callum says wolf tones are big with the youngsters still. I'm pretty sure, Antonio. Wolf tones. Let's look them up. The wolf tones. An Irish rebel music band that incorporates Irish traditional music in their songs. Formed in 1963. Those guys are as old as the Rolling Stones and the Beatles. I thought there was something contemporary for you, Callum. And then I knew, well, she's American Irish, so I don't know if she counts to you, but her name was Erin, spelled traditionally it was spelled Eireann. And she had red hair, and I'm afraid
Watch it! Do you ever shut up?
I'm afraid she tempted me into many bad decisions in my wicked life. But she used to she and her sister, I mean, she grew up with the Irish culture in America again, and she would do that dancing, that like river dance. She was really good at it. She had a whole like wall of
You're under arrest.
trophies and awards and
again.
ribbons.
This harassment is
I
starting to
forgot,
wear
step
thin.
dancing, is that what it's called? She showed me videos.
We found a
She was
box
really
of
good
pink
at it.
slips in a warehouse full of hot cars. You signed for them, Lightball.
I don't
signed
miss
for
the
all
trouble
the
and
orders
strife
and
that she called, but
You'll need
I do
something
find
better
myself
than
missing
that,
her and thinking
cowboy.
about her every now and then.
Save it, Lightball. We already have all we need. to
Cloudy's
set you
here.
down.
Greetings,
I've had
Cloudy.
enough of this. You
Cloudy
either
says,
produce
howdy,
some
y'all.
shred of proof,
Papa
or I
One
call
says,
my
Callum, my
attorney."
squad leader, became my best friend. He taught me how to survive. He's the one I owe my life to. He was there when I got shot. He kept my head together and wrapped bandages
You're
around
in the
my
hole
head.
with the organization.
And Callum says,
We
bacon
know
and
about the deaths,
sausages are a
Lightball.
good option if I can't eat
agree,
eggs.
I have a
Can't go
small
wrong with the
problem.
meats. I would like bacon and
I'm prepared to help
sausage
you in any way I
and
can,
toast.
Detective.
And I
I'll
would make a
name
sandwich
names.
out of it. And I would be
I
happy
need you to
for
keep
it.
this out of the
And
I need
David says hi to
need to
Cloudy.
shut up now,
Mom One says,
Lightball.
well, if I ever cook for you, Callum, I will not
Gordon
use
Lightball,
eggs.
I'm
And
charging
she
you with
continues with,
conspiracy and
hello,
fraud.
Cloudy.
Hands behind your back.
Callum says, sounds good, Mama One. I'm sorry I won't be able to enjoy the eggs. I'd love to try alligator eggs, though, if it was ever possible for me. Yeah, but you know, eggs are ubiquitous. They're in like cake. Can you not eat cake, Callum?
Here it is. Traffic squad
'Cause there's
detectives
eggs in
confronted
cake.
a large group of armed thugs after an exchange of gunfire.
You know, like many
more than a
baked
dozen
goods, many
dead criminals
cookies
were
or
removed from the scene.
biscuits
The
have egg in them.
LAPD sustained no casualties. Damn fine work, Phelps. Now get out there
It's a
and
great
nail some more
source of
bad
protein.
guys, will ya?
Callum says, Irish dancing is still big in Ireland, but I'm not a fan of the outfits the ladies wear as it looks uncomfortable for them, especially the amount of hairspray they need to put in their hair. I guess that's all part of the look. Look at that, $5,000 in vehicle damage. Meritorious. That was for you, Mama One. And we get a flashback for Papa
My
One.
family runs a shipping business in San Francisco. We used to have 2 ships a week to Tokyo. We've been in shipping for 2 generations, Hank.
Shout out to Papa
I've never
One.
been on a
Thank you
voyage
for your
anywhere.
service.
I feel like Odysseus in the
Callum
beginning of
says
his journey.
he knew
Guys, it took
he knew
10
he had to
years
get
more.
back to you, Mama One, especially to enjoy
This
all
is the
those
American
horror
century.
films you binge watched together.
America can rule the world after we win this war.
We need to stay alive, Cole. These men are counting us.
I've been watching
Hear what
the
the veterans are saying to
Terrifier
each other?
movies. 1 and 2 are
No.
available on
Golden
Amazon,
Gate
and so I'm
48.
kind of watching those.
That's 4 more hard
But
years of
I'm
fighting.
not binge watching them. You know, I'll watch like 20 minutes, then move on to something lighter. Pop, pop, pop. Come sit up here. Say hi to Mama One and Papa One. They look forward to seeing you every night. The Fallen Idol. I like this one because it's a show business. And, you know, it's Hollywood. It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit sordid. But
Phelps, Bukowski,
it's gonna get
you have a new
darker.
case. 2 women.
Mama
Hospital
One
drug
says,
How was
Callum
that?
says, I'm not a fan.
Ron
Let's
says
see,
she
where
was
are we?
dope.
Cloudy
Somebody tried to kill her.
says,
Where did this take
I just
place?
got done watching Hacksaw
That's the
Ridge.
bit
That's
you're
one of the
gonna
best war films
Right
I've
across
ever
the street.
watched. I don't think I've
What?
seen that.
The
Callum
Chevy
says, I'm not a fan
Skyline
of
took a
sponge in
nosedive
cake
off
or
the
cupcakes.
escarpment,
It
fetched
makes
up
it taste
underneath
very
the Cola King
dry.
billboard.
And Mom One says,
I'm
some
good,
people who are
boys. We got
allergic to
bad
eggs
guys
don't
in
have
camp.
reactions. She's
I'm telling you, it'll
licking
never
off the
stick.
sunscreen.
See you later, fellas. Try not to
It
work too
can't
hard.
be good for her, but she likes the taste. Mama One says some people who are allergic to eggs don't have reactions to fresh farm eggs or fresh duck eggs. You don't wash farm eggs until you eat them. Fresh eggs don't have to be refrigerated until you eat them. And Mama One says, hey to Sadie. Say hi to Mama One. And Papa One says, true, Callum. You knew no one else could handle Mama One. My crew of friends I had over there were my best friends I ever had. I missed them terribly. Of all my friends, only 3 of us made it out. And I alone am left to tell the tale. Call me Ishmael. It's a Moby Dick reference for you. Cole has fun driving.
face looks familiar.
Well, that's
There's something anachronistic here
Tarzan's
in this
sister,
mission
east of
that
the Amazon.
I don't know if we'll
She's married
see
to Guy
it
McAfee. The captain is living
in
Vegas
this
now, but the two
in
of
this
them still
video,
have juice.
but I'm going to make a specific video on it. I found a historical inaccuracy
Phelps, traffic.
in this mission that
Hey, Bukowski.
I feel
You could have called
I
this in
need
by
to
megaphone,
make a video
Enrique.
out of.
Phelps, this is Enrique Gonzalez.
Probably won't do that
Enrique
well,
was a
but
pretty
I don't
decent
care.
middleweight.
It needs
What
to
do we
be
have,
out there
Gonzalez?
for
Road drives
reference.
right through the empty lot and off the side of the escarpment. Her stories that a movie producer doped her and her friend.
Callum says, I tend to throw up in seconds once I eat the yolk of any part of egg
Not
that
too bad,
it wasn't a
considering
fun
she hit that
experience. I'm
billboard.
sorry to hear that,
Broke them
Callum.
off the pavement.
And Pop one says, true,
How's
Callum.
Jessica Hamilton. She's just a kid.
Wait, actually, we already read that. Sorry.
Right? I think so. They've
Callum
taken her
says,
to
would
Central
always hate to
Receiving.
lose friends in the war
Take
if I had been
around.
alive during those
Call the
times,
ambulance.
especially the parents of those children hearing
One more
their
thing.
child
Watch out for the
was
driver.
canceled
She
in
cuts
battle.
rough.
Yeah, that's hard. Not supposed to. A parent is not supposed to outlive a
If you're
child.
looking for the coroner, he's down by the crash site.
Papa One says, I'm the only surviving member of my platoon now. My squad leader died in the early 2000s. GD Agent Orange, excuse my language, my other friend Mike, passed away in 1982. Your work here is not done, Papa One. That's why you're still here.
You'll want to see this, Phelps.
Papa
There,
One says,
laid out
survived
in the front.
Vietnam to get
That isn't
canceled
even
in
the
an armed robbery at the bank that he worked in 1982 in Wichita. Here's where it starts to get a little dark. But we didn't really edit out anything.
Torn off. Where did you find them?
They were stuffed in the young lady's handbag. I'll run a trace for semen when I get
Can
back
you
to
hear her
the lab.
drinking water? She's in the kitchen, which is
She's a
like
long
on the
way
other
from
side of. It's a good 20 feet away, but she laps really loudly. And then she'll come back and wipe her snout on my leg. She always
Drunk driver?
does that.
Maybe not.
How so?
She did it right now.
Well,
She's
like
under
I
the
found
desk.
Not a body piqued my interest. See what you think.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew
Shakespeare
him,
reference.
Horatio.
Everyone was so well read. Used to be well read.
Is it real?
No. I think it's supposed to be a replica of an Indian shrunken head.
This coroner
Some
becomes
kind of curio or movie prop. See the casting?
I don't know if he becomes a close business associate of Cole.
What's it made from?
Plaster of Paris would be my first guess. Then painted.
So we can rule out the murder angle?
No, you can rule that in. That thing was wedging the accelerator to the floor.
Also,
Whoever did it wanted these women dead.
they don't really explain or even
How does someone manage to tip their ride straight off
how
a
do I
cliff?
put this? They
If the driver's in a fit state, we should ask.
there are allusions to Cole's affair, but we don't get any gameplay related to it. It's not like we can make a choice. We don't really learn anything about his relationship with Ilsa except, you know, in like random cutscenes, and it's implied. You know, it's very
Mr.
nuanced,
McAfee, we would like to ask you a
and
few
I don't know why they
questions,
did
if that's
that.
okay.
I don't know why we didn't explore that further. Turn it into a merry situation. Papa One says, my friends always joked that we wouldn't know what to do after the war because we were so good at fighting and loved fighting. We figured there would always be another war.
What about me,
We
June?
were all great
I'm a
men.
big fan of beef.
I wish they could
I
be
don't
here
mind.
in this chat. You would get a kick out of them.
We understand that you're still suffering
Callum
from
says
the
you all
effects
should
of
have
the
gotten into
accident,
boxing or
Mr.
MMA after the war.
The officer
To
says that
say
you claimed that you
you
were
all
drugged.
would have been good fighters
did
with
this
some training.
That rat slipped us a Mickey Finn. It's no wonder
Well, I
he was so
imagine that's why a
dopey.
lot of the vets today join private military groups,
I can't
Blackwater,
remember.
etc.
It's a serious offense to withhold information from the police during a criminal investigation, madam.
June.
And that's one of the
Made me feel like
theories
a little lady.
posited in LA Noire.
Don't bother your
that,
head so much about this.
that one of Cole's partners, I think Rusty, uses to explain why there are so many of the cancellations. It's because everyone came back from war, and it was in their blood because it was so easy.
Desperate to break into movies.
And so they're they're having difficulty adjusting to civilian life and
I think you're lying,
civilian
Mrs.
rules.
McCaffrey. I think something happened to Jessica yesterday before the crash.
I'm offended, son.
Well, this is a good question. Mama asks, Callum, does Ireland have an army, or does it fall under the British Army?
Miss Hamilton's underwear were physically torn from her body.
She wanted to go to a casting. I took her to a casting. Whatever happened after
There
that
used to
is
be the
between
Irish
her
Republican
and
Army.
Margaret
Is that still
Bishop.
a thing?
We found a shrunken head. It was used to tamper with your car.
You see, I normally don't drive off cliffs.
Is that still relevant?
The last thing I remember is getting behind the wheel.
It's called the New IRA, but media members continue to identify them
obviously
simply
some
as
kind of
the
movie
Irish
prop.
Republican
You
Army.
must
Small
know where it
pockets of
came
the real
from.
IRA that did not merge with the new IRA
notice,
continue to have a presence in
am
the
the
Republic of
talent.
Ireland, particularly in Cork, and to a lesser extent in Dublin. Callum says Northern Ireland falls under British Army, so I'm pretty sure there's an Irish Army, but not as big as most
You mentioned
Army
Mark
units.
Bishop. You think he might have had something to do with this?
He is a movie producer. As for his involvement, you just leave it to me and my husband to worry about.
Sadie's under the desk.
I want
She
to
is,
know what happened between you two that made him
chewing
want to
on one
commit
of
a
her
double
chew
murder.
toys.
Bishop offered me a part
One of her
in his
favorite things
picture.
to do.
Then he withdrew it. Fact is, we had a deal. I pressed him on it, and this is where I end up.
Mrs. McCaffrey, I think it would be in everyone's best interest if you accompanied Patrolman Gonzalez back to the receiving hospital.
I'm going to be okay.
I like her
These
purple
guys can take me
gloves.
home
Note
after.
the pearl necklace.
My lawyer and I have talked to the news.
She's an aging movie
Mrs.
star.
McCaffrey, you are still under the influence of narcotics, and you're likely to go into shock once the drugs wear off.
Mom once says,
And
I've
I
always
thought you
wanted
were
to
a
see
heel.
Belfast. My brother lived
It's
in
nice of
Belfast
you
in his 20s, married a wonderful Irish girl.
good here.
They have been married 55 years this Christmas. Was her name Colleen, Mama One? Or Molly Margaret? What's an Irish girl name? Irish girl names. Was it Caitlin or Aisling? Do you know any Aislings, Callum? Or Kira? Nor Quinn, that's a Royson. Maeve.
11K Roger, en route.
Do you know any Maves, Callum? Mama once says he got married on Christmas so he would never forget his anniversary. That's a good idea. I'm really looking forward to Christmas this year. I'm going to I didn't, it's like partly because I would just always go to my parents' house for Christmas and so
Hello,
I would celebrate
Detective
there.
Phelps, here to interview with Jessica
and
Hamilton.
I didn't really have that tradition here. So the first Christmas that we were here together, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. I thought it was just another day. And newsflash, spoiler alert, for me, it was not another day. And I was very sentimental and down on Christmas. So I decided that I need to celebrate Christmas here in some form or other. So I started decorating last year, and that was fun. Serena's here. Everybody say hi to Serena. Serena says, hi, Antonio. Sorry I'm late. I've been on. I do watch and leave a like. Serena, I appreciate you being here. I miss you, friend. And everybody say hi to Serena. And Callum says, I know a few Aislings and Maves, too.
Guess it depends on what they have to lose.
And then this year, I'm going to go all out on Christmas. I'm not going to get a tree, but I'm going to get Sadie a bunch of stuff, and I'll probably make a video on it. I might even
Better
get her a
since this morning,
stocking.
Jessica?
A little.
Not necessarily a dog stocking, you know, just like a standard Christmas decorated stocking that I can just stuff with, you know, Christmassy stuff, beef sticks and, you know, chew toys and things that squeak in the night. Because, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to this
Hello,
Christmas.
Jessica. My name is Cole Phelps. I'm a
Mama once says
policeman.
her name is
I'd
Lily.
like to talk to you about
Lily
your
May.
accident, if
My
that's
favorite
okay.
sister-in-law could drink a moose under the table. LOL. Well, she is Irish, Mama One. And Mama One says hey to Serena, and
Tell
so
me
does
what you
Papa
remember
One.
about the crash.
And Serena says hi, Mama and Papa and
It's all
Callum.
kind of fuzzy.
Callum
I
says, hey,
remember
Serena,
waking
good to
up
see you,
here.
friend. Yes, it is sure
Nothing
good to
happened
see
yesterday.
Serena.
Tell the truth, Jessica. Why the big cover-up?
I'm not lying.
Papa One says, I've often thought of taking a vacation to Belfast, Callum. I know
found
England
your
is not
underwear
one for
in your
guns,
handbag,
but how
Jessica.
is Ireland? I don't think you're
You need to
allowed to
tell us
have
what happened.
guns in Ireland
tell
as
me what
well, Papa
happened.
One, regrettably. I think
I
all of the
didn't want
UK.
that.
All of
I just
except
wanted
for
to be a
like hunting
star, to be
rifles
in
something
movies.
and you need a special license.
Junie what
But I don't know.
happened, and she
That's
told
just
me
from
to
watching
tell
all the
them.
British mysteries that I
That was
watch.
the price of starting.
B-Dub,
Did she
greetings
now?
friend, says,
Cold
ever
hearted
play
bitch.
Cyberpunk?
It's
I
not
did
Junie's
not.
fault.
I lost interest
It's not
once I
my
knew
first
I learned
time.
that it was
I had a boyfriend back home, but
that you know the game was glitchy and broken and you know had been
Even if you
released
consented,
unfinished
Jessica, you're
and it's
still
all in
underage.
first person. But you're the second person to ask B-Dub. Is that something that
You need
is
to get in touch with your
interesting to
parents,
people?
Jessica, to tell them
I
what has
hate
happened.
playing in first
oh,
person.
You don't need to worry then.
I really
They
do.
sent me along to
David
see
has the
the
Star
game.
Hearts emoticon
They trust her to
for
take care of
Star
me.
Hearts, aka Serena. And Serena says, hi, David. Serena says, I've been enjoying the
lying,
Halloween event.
How are we gonna make this
GTA,
right if you
waiting
lie
for
to
the
us?
Halloween weather. Yeah, I've
Please,
been watching your
detective,
videos,
why would
Serena.
I lie to you?
And David says, I'll drink a sailor under the table before breakfast.
Because you're a runaway,
Callum says
Jessica.
guns
You don't
in
have
Northern
parents'
Ireland
permission to be
and
here.
Ireland isn't as bad
You
as
wanna
it
tell
used
me
to
what
be,
really
but some
happened?
gangs tend to have their ways
I wouldn't
getting a
let you into
few
this strange place.
shooty bangs
It's
from
difficult for
overseas.
Someone gave
Mostly
me a
only
drink to
big
calm my
drug
nerves, and then I
gangs.
felt faint.
Serena says, I will also do a video on Red Dead Online. We'll look forward to that.
How did you meet
David says,
Mr.
how are
Bishop?
you feeling, my dear?
Junie is a big movie star. You probably know that.
Do you remember this mission, Serena? This poor girl. I know she's underage. I think they say her age. She's like 15 or 16. She's just a kid.
What's the story with Bishop and Mrs. McAfee? Why does he want
Cole's
the two of you
partner
dead?
calls her a
That can't
lost
be
little
true.
lamb or a lamb to
Mr.
the
Bishop seemed
slaughter.
very
He's very
happy
cynical
today.
about it.
I mean,
And Pop One says, one only
And that's why
person
you
Lily
wedged your
couldn't
shrunken
outdrink
head
was my
against the
dad. My
accelerator
dad consumed
pedal
liquor
and punted
like
the
it
two
was
of you over an
oxygen, and
escarpment.
he was never a sloppy drunk.
I overheard
David,
Junie speaking
Serena
to
says,
me.
I still feel weird in the
Screaming,
heart, David.
really.
Scared of it happening
She can be
again. I'm
very
scared
hard
too, Serena. You
sometimes,
take it
Junie.
easy.
But they seemed okay yesterday.
Callum says
They
the
worked
police
well.
are known as the Garda in Ireland and don't carry guns
I know
except
what
for the
happened to you,
SWAT,
Jessica.
as far as I know. Yes,
Where
armed
exactly did
response.
it take place?
You have to call for armed
Please. It's
response.
scary.
And Serena says, I finally got the phantom car, Christine, and I was happy.
Jessica, I really need you to help me here.
Papa One says, okay,
I
Callum,
remember the money.
me and Mama One will temporarily have
Was
to
it
join a
donated
gang in
to you
Ireland just to have our shooty bangs for
No,
2 weeks.
it was
Ha
on the
ha.
front of a
And
building.
Serena says, yes, I
Pulled up
do
in front of
remember,
the
poor
mermaid.
kid. Papa One and Mama One, what are your everyday
Been a
carries?
big help.
I don't know if I'll be able to read
Think
it,
of anything,
but I would be
need some
interested
help,
in knowing.
Just
Just
get in touch, okay?
out of casual curiosity, if you
it
don't
might be a good
mind
idea if you went
sharing
back
that
home till you felt
information,
better,
and if you
Jessica.
do mind, I apologize for
I couldn't
asking
do
if
that,
it was like
officer.
a
What if I got
personal
the part and I
question.
wasn't there?
Serena says, how are you feeling, David?
It's the tale of this town, Cole. Lambs that go willingly to slaughter. Who the
And
hell
Callum
is
says,
that?
love the Halloween weather,
Must be your
Serena. The
lawyer.
dark green
Certainly
skies is
expedited her
amazing,
release.
I don't
especially
like it,
with
Cole.
the
Why is she in such a
UFOs.
hurry?
Do you get
She followed
UFOs in
me.
Ireland, Callum? Is that a thing? David says, I'm good, my dear. And Serena says, yes, Callum. Haven't seen the weather yet. Hopefully be
There she
soon.
goes. Come on.
Mom one carries the Austrian ceramic weapon, shooty bang.
Ballard is definitely up to something.
Nice. I'm gonna look it up. What does a 26 refer to? Is that how many rounds it carries? Glock 20. Magazine extension.
She seems to have made a remarkably
Yeah,
speedy
just one-
recovery.
It's a polymer framed,
Now would be a
short
bad time to forget
recoil
how to drive,
operated,
Cole.
striker fired, locking breech, semi-automatic, shooty bang, designed and produced by the manufacturer. I don't know if I can say that name. Rhymes with block. Yeah. Don't most law enforcement carry rhymes with blocks?
Get in there and see what she's up to.
Callum says, I think it'll come on the 29th, but there's a special event with UFOs on the 31st with a 50% chance of being able to explore inside of a hidden bunker. And Callum says you can also get a shock stick. Oh, I love the 1911's Pop One. Served our country well. It's probably my favorite shooty bang. And your friend Rick from The Walking Dead, I'm sure you know, carried a Python. 4-inch barrel is interesting. That's small. And the Schofield, I think you've mentioned the Schofield before.
You still know people out here, don't you?
Callum says, no UFOs in Northern Ireland from what I've seen, sadly. Yeah, but you're a Catholic nation, so if you see one, you probably would just think that it's an angel. Saints in Bigorra, an angel has come down from heaven. It was a shining white light at night. It was an angel, Seamus. I know it was. I seen it with my very eyes, walking home from the pub to see me dear old ma. I apologize, Calum. It's from a place of love, I assure you. And you know it's true. I do love me potatoes.
So what's the story?
You know,
I guess
potatoes
she didn't
came
stop
from the
for
New
light
World.
refreshments.
She made
Callum.
a call. Sounds like Mark Bishop has a heap of trouble headed his way.
Came from South
Got
America.
An address. Wilson's Hotel.
What's that about?
Apartment 803.
I mean, they're so
shit.
ubiquitous
Better
to
step on it.
Ireland,
If
but
he's got any
they
sense,
came
he'll
from.
be as far away from home as
You can
possible.
thank us for
If he had
them.
any sense, he wouldn't have tried bumping off Guy McCaffrey's wife in the first place. Or he'd have done the job properly.
Serena says, I will probably
McCaffrey will
replay
break
this game on
those
my
legs just for
PS5.
looking at
1080p. Yes, I'd look forward to that.
What did you make of the kid? You believe her story? I think she was doped out of her
And
tiny mind and given
Red
the
Dead
casting
2.
couch.
Other
That fucking
games too.
bitch
Yeah, same
Ballard
here.
sold her out.
You know, at some point we'll get a PS5. Not anytime
Ballard was
soon,
doing
not like
someone
the
a
next
favor.
couple months. You
Why
know,
did they
there's
try to
action
kill her?
figures I want to get and a couple watches and some house upgrades. But yeah, it's on the list of things I want. And Serena, Mama One says blocks are common law enforcement, although our local sheriff deputies
making it to
carry
the next
Sig
intersection without
Sauer.
killing anyone. Can you do that for me?
Didn't James Bond have a one of those? No, he carried the Walther PPKs. Papa One says my Colt 1911 is the one I had in Vietnam. That's cool. My squad leader put it under my bed while I was in field hospital, and I was able to have him later send it home to my dad. That's great. I just love the history involved. Tom says, this is all good, Antonio. The accent always gets a
11K
chuckle
en
out
route.
of me. Serena says, seen the new Life is Strange game. I will get that game. I didn't know they had a new Life is Strange. New Life is Strange. With Max? Life is Strange. Double Exposure will launch an Xbox Series XS consoles, PlayStation 5, October 29th, 2024. This
Detective
month?
Phelps. We received a call about a domestic disturbance.
How did
in
I know
apartment 803.
about? How did I not know about this?
Listen, Mrs.
Why didn't
Bishop's
you tell me?
pretty upset.
Max. Well, I
Take the
guess
elevator
Max
and
is
then left down the
older.
corridor. It's the last door on the right.
Life is Strange 4. Yeah, she does look different. I hope she's still. There's a tendency in modern video games to make females less attractive,
Sounds
if
like we're
not
about to make it a hat trick of hysterical
ugly.
female witnesses.
And I hope they don't do that to Max, but I will look forward to your playthrough, Star Hearts. Papa One says, I will teach you to shoot any shooty bang one day, Callum. Every man should know how to clean, disassemble, reassemble, and shoot any shooty bang.
LAPD, ma'am.
I agree, Papa One. And Serena says, seen the, no, we saw that.
Horrible, awful men.
Are you injured, Mrs.
Cloudy asks, Star Hearts, have you watched Tales of the Walking Dead? Lots of good stories.
I'll just need to sit down for a moment.
And Callum says, I'd love to shoot a gun,
Just
Papa
look
One.
at this mess.
And Serena says, hi, Cloudy, I don't think I have. I'll have to check it out.
Gather your thoughts.
Callum, she has played all of the Life is Strange games. And how I know is because I watched her live streams. I've only played the first one. I love Max and Chloe. I have Before the Storm, the second one, but I haven't played it. I might play it for fun. I don't know if I'd play it on this channel. Papa One says, well, some have higher recoil than others, but we'll work your way up, Callum. My son started learning how to ride a horse and shoot a shooty bang at 4 years old. By the time he was 8, he was carrying a shooty bang around the farm while working. Serena says, yeah, looking forward to it. Costs too much right now. Think it goes by how you played the game before. I'm not sure. I don't know if Chloe is in it. Yeah, is Chloe in it? I miss Chloe, Max and Chloe. Serena says, yes, I've played all the Life is Strange. I've uploaded videos. It's on my playlist. Check it out. Now we'll do it again with my PS5. And Cloudy asks, Papa One, does a paintball shooty bang count? I'm not allowed to say that word, Cloudy. That rhymes with bun. I can make a video on it, but the rules for live streams are different than videos. I have a Peacemaker. It's a repro. I can't, I didn't even try to get like an original one, and I put pictures of it on the Instagram. So if you follow my Instagram, you can if you scroll through, you can find like pictures of the Peacemaker. I put it in the background sometimes. And you can see pictures of me and the dog.
Looks like the old movie set downtown.
My Instagram is the superantonio. So if you have an Insta, but if you want to, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm slightly more active on X-Twitter right now, and that's Red Superantonio.
Great Wall of Babylon, a replica of a replica.
Callum says, I'll have to check it out, Serena. I love the Life is Strange games. I think the most recent one, before this new game came out, was super underrated. I don't think it worked because everyone loves Max and Chloe, and they wanted a new Max and Chloe game.
Who are these men in the picture?
My husband, Mark, and Marlon Hopgood. They work together on occasion. That's Hopgood's shop.
Papa One says, LOL, it can, Cloudy, but I prefer the real thing. Callum, I taught my son well to respect the shooty bang. He still religiously carries a shooty bang all day long. Your ability to own and bear weapons are the most important basic human right, in my opinion. No. Without a shooty bang, you will be a victim.
Is married to Guy McCaffrey. Have you heard of her?
That slut.
And Serena, a well-armed militia, Papa One. Serena says, you love the games sometimes. I love the games sometimes that I will play so many choices and I get confused. Sometimes I will turn back the time. Mama One says, do you have a shooty bang, Super Antonio? I have a Peacemaker and a katana.
June Ballard said she had a deal to be in his new picture.
Mark repeatedly told
So
me
I am ready.
he had Joan
And a bunch of
Leslie lined up
knives.
for the role. That's how he got the
A
fight.
bunch of stabby
June
things.
made
But,
all
you know,
kinds of threats. She
I
was
just,
very
you know,
rude to me.
the
You know
stabby
June
things
Ballard?
are
We
more
were
of a
both on the same
collecting, you know,
picture
I
a few
also
years
collect,
back.
you know, pokey things.
That's how I met my husband.
I haven't really, it's another one of those COVID
Where can we
collections.
find your husband, ma'am?
He told me he would be on set. That's all I know.
Calum says, I'm not too bad with my fists, though they're not as quick as a
Kathy's people
as
do,
a
Mr.
shooty
Bishop.
bang.
If you care for him, you should make sure that we
The
find
Irish
him first.
as a people
I do care for
are
him,
good boxers.
but I don't
I
really know
believe.
where he'd go if he were in trouble. Hopgood might know.
Serena says, I love Chloe. She makes me laugh.
Why
Have you
is your
seen
husband paying Lorna Hopgood
Sadie, speaking of
$20,000?
making you laugh, Serena?
Marlon's ex.
She was under the desk all this time. She didn't know you were back.
Are you
Say hi to
sure?
Serena.
You're lying, Mrs. Bishop. It's some kind of payoff. You know exactly what the money is for and who it's getting paid to.
Do I?
Calum says, agreed,
You'd
Serena.
like
I
to
hate when I
prove that,
sometimes make the wrong
Detective?
choices. And Papa One says, you need to know how to fight no matter which way you choose.
Your husband looks like
Yeah,
he's being
I,
blackmailed. They obviously have something on him if he's
my
prepared to kill to cover
mother,
it up. Why is the payment going to Hopgood
grew up in a
and not
boxing
McCaffrey?
family. All her brothers
Laura
boxed
works at a check
and
cashing place
did
in
martial
Hollywood.
arts.
You need
And
to
her
ask
father was
Hopgood why he needs that much
a
money in
boxer
cash.
in his youth. My grandfather. So
Your husband was at a casting yesterday
that
with a young
immediately,
girl?
as soon as I could
Not that
walk,
I
I
know
was
of.
taking karate and boxing.
He told me he was looking at locations.
It was
The
important
picture's
for
been cast.
for her son to be able to defend himself.
Jessica remembered a mermaid. The mermaid on the front of the prop store. You better come clean with me.
This is a sick town, Detective. You sure you really want to know?
Serena says, same, Callum,
Truth
thinking,
is,
no, I should have done it the other
my
way.
husband likes them young.
And Mom one says,
that's
I
okay?
carry a pointy object, Mama
I
one,
was 16 when I first met him.
but it's more a matter of I'd rather have it and not need it than vice versa.
I was 20
And I have
before
this thing.
realized he was just
She's a
B
great,
movie
she
hack.
is a great deterrent.
But he's nothing
You know, people
compared to
cross
some
the
of
street.
monsters at these big
She's the
cinemas.
friendliest dog in the world,
My
and
guess is
but
Ballard
you know,
sacrificed
they'll
her
cross
little
the street rather than walk by us. And you know,
happens to a lot of girls.
I carry myself confidently.
Your husband is in
and
trouble. It could
I
go
do
easier for him if
believe
you were
that
more
if
helpful,
you
Mrs. Bishop.
if
He's
you
a big
know how to defend
detective, and
yourself,
so are
you
you.
carry yourself
This is
differently, and
Hollywood.
and you
There's always a
you
deal to
project
be done.
an aura of confidence and not necessarily danger, but you're not walking around like a victim. You're and the wolves, the human wolves that explore
Operator,
the
give me
city,
dispatch.
discount you because you're not easy.
Putting you through now.
You're not easy prey. You know, you're not the wounded gazelle at the back of the
1247.
pack. So, and I think that helps a lot too. Just the way I carry
How can I
myself.
help, Detective?
No, I need a location on a silver screen prop store.
Just a moment. Silver Screen Pro. Corner Third and Figueroa.
Serena says, I love all the Life is Strange, even with Sean and Daniel, I think their names are, and Alex in the other Life is Strange. And Calum says, I love the Telltale Walking Dead games, though they have my heart forever. Hope they bring out more games like that. I miss Clementine, Lee, and Javi. And Mama One says, I love them too, Callum. I played all of them. Serena says, I love Miss Clementine. I watched the game. I'm too scared to play. Mama One says, Sadie's a lethal weapon, just like Mel Gibson. Yeah. She doesn't know it, though. And Callum says, agreed, Mama One. I've been replaying a few of them through the past 2 months. I need to just play the final game with Clem and AJ. And that's about all I have for you tonight, friends. But I do have a little video you can watch while where is it? Here we go. Call it a preview of next Saturday. Thank you for being here. Serena, I love you, and I hope you're getting better. Thanks for being here. Shout out to all the mods, Serena and Mama One and Papa One and David and David's lovely wife, Chrissy. Absent friends, Marco and Miko, and O-Dog, of course. Great talking to you, Callums. Thanks for staying up late. Also, Cloudy, you're always here. Appreciate all of you friends. We'll return tomorrow night for the Michael Jackson Thriller discussion. That's going to be a lot of fun, starting our Halloween extravaganza. Like and subscribe. Thanks for being here, friends. Appreciate all of you, and we'll see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Hands in the air, Bishop. Move another inch and you're dead. Mark Bishop, you're under arrest for the attempted murder of June Ballard and the rape and attempted murder of Jessica Hamilton.
All right, I'll come quietly. Just don't kill me. If you found me, then McAfee's goons will too. Oh, we need to get out of here.
All right, but you stay close. Any tricks, and I'll save McAfee's boys the trouble.
Follow me. I know another way out of this place. Christ, Detective, they're trying to kill me!
Last chance to back the hell down. Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
It's this way. Kill them, for God's sake! I don't want to die!
There's no way out of here. I thought you said you knew where you were going.
We have to jump for it.
McAfee doesn't make the rules. You hear me? Kill a cop, and it's the...
Come on, it's this way.
LAP... The best McAfee's got. Shit, really hurts.
Get me out of here. There's a ladder leading to the ground. For the love of God, how many are there?
Get him over here, I'll cover you. Come on, the cavalry's here.
I don't want to die here.
Stay down.
Follow me. We need to get him to the car.
This way!
Get him to the car. I can cover you from here. You're almost there.
How long do you think you can hold out?
Now, this is what I call a result. Mark Bishop, erstwhile film producer and all-around piece of shit, catches a fast ticket to Quentin for statch rape and attempted murder, so he gets to spend the next 15 years playing sissy instead of sticking it to little girls. That is justice with a capital J, Detective Phelps. You've developed such a reputation, I'm not going to be able to hold on to you any longer. You're getting promoted. Go on, get your new assignment. It was good working with you, son.
Phelps, Bukowski, this your work?
Can I help you, Detective?
Sorry, Cap. Didn't see you there.
Yeah, I'll bet you didn't. This is a traffic case. You need something?
I'm here to buy a drink for the 2 LAPD traffic cops who broke the back of Guy McAfee's private army. You don't have a problem with that, do you, Captain?
Go right ahead.
Get in. I'm buying. You'll like this place. A lot of movie people hang out here. You like jazz, Cole? The hopheads love it.
Sure, I guess.
Big bands and swing I can understand, but this bebop palaver? How are you supposed to dance to that? This is Phelps, Leroy. Be nice to him. You'll like this place. They treat you right.
You like a table, Roy?
What do you think we want to do? Stand at the bar like
I'll
chumps?
get a table ready for you.
Don't look so happy to see me, Alphonse. I might get the wrong impression. Cole, this is Alphonse. He's a French Negro from Africa. Can you beat that?
The Congo.
A pleasure to meet you, Alphonse.
Is Elsa singing tonight?
Yes, she is. She has the next set.
Come on, Cole. You can meet Elsa while they're fixing us a table. You'll like her. She's something else.
Maybe another night, Roy. She's pretty beat up about it.
Get your hands off me. Don't ever tell me what to do or what not to do, Alphonse. You got a nice club here. Don't spoil it.
If you would follow me, detectives. Just through the door.
He was my only real friend, Harlan. We went through it all. Do you realize what he meant to me?
Of course I do.
You have no idea. You said it was construction work.
It was an industrial accident, Elsa. How can I be held responsible?
Elsa, are you going on?
Louis, for God's sake, he was my best friend. The only man who ever loved me without putting his hands on me.
Hi, Elsa. Here's someone I'd like you to meet. Cole Phelps, war hero and crime fighter extraordinaire.
And why would I want to meet another fascist from the LAPD?
Sorry about this, Cole. What an evening I'm having. First a Negro puts his hands on me, and then this. Who do you think you're talking to, you German junkie whore? Don't you ever forget your place with me again. Do you hear me? Evening, Doc. How's business?
Sanguine. Louis, help me here. I'm gonna have to give her something before her performance.
Blow it off, Cole. These artsy-fartsy types always get a little flighty. Meet Dr. Harlan Fontaine, doctor to the stars. Mr. Fix-It to the mental wreckage of Hollywood. So what about that drink, boys?